The Bilderberg meeting this year?
Sorry?
Could you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year?
I didn't go to that, actually, no.
The Bilderberg? You weren't there?
No.
Not this year. What went on last year?
No, I wasn't there last year.
You weren't there last
I think
year?
that was my cousin.
Your cousin was there?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Good night.
Do you have a couple minutes for us, Mr. Rothschild? We have a few additional questions. I was asking a question inside of, because I was saying that the Federal Reserve was one of these organizations. It's one of these organizations that a lot of people say is the source of inhumane projects all across the world because it's a private bank
that was started by your family.
No, it's completely untrue. I was asked that earlier. It really isn't true. No.
Jekyll Island? Jekyll Island, 1913, sir? I mean, but sir, just one thing, we could go on about how, your family committed all these acts against society, but we just want to let you know the New World Order has no legitimacy. And that we as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well,
I wanted to ask you a few questions, if I may, for the camera.
No.
None at all?
No.
I just wondered what you thought about the current austerity plan that we're going through in this country.
I don't think that my views are terribly interesting.
You don't think so? But you're a Rothschild. Don't you have knowledge of such things, such as finances?
Next time.
New World Order, Mr. Rothschild?
Right?
New World Order? Depopulation?
Oh, listen, who are you...
Genocide?
Who are you televising for?
Well, we're independent
Yeah.
filmmakers. But you have nothing to say, Mr. Rothschild?
Have a nice life, sir. Have a nice death.
I just want to let you know the New World Order has no legitimacy. And that we as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well...
The Rothschilds family did start the Federal, they divided Europe first, took over Europe, Napoleon.
Don't exaggerate.
Well, no comment on that?
Hi, Robert.
Hey, Chelsea. Has your mother ever told you that you're the daughter of Webb Hubbell and not Bill Clinton?
I am so proud to be my parents' daughter.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
One more quick question
Sure.
about this book right here.
Sure.
You say it's targeted towards teenage girls.
It's targeted actually to kids, girls and boys.
Would you say that Bill Clinton also targets teenage girls, except for sexual reasons?
I would say my book is really resonating with kids. I was at the Ann Richards School earlier today, and I'm so grateful that it's resonating to the young girls and the young boys that I've been talking to across the country.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey Anderson, we had a great interview last time. I was wondering if you get a chance to look into Operation Mockingbird? You know what that is.
You're talking about something, from the 1950s, dude?
1970s official declassified program, how the CIA infiltrated the mainstream media from the higher up.
Right.
It's declassified.
I read about it in college, yes, I do. Thanks.
Do you think it's something that could possibly be happening today?
I have no comment for you, thanks, dude.
Why not? I mean, you didn't have any journalistic training except CIA training. I mean,
Yeah.
But do you feel it's an issue of concern when it comes to kind of domestic American coverage of the world events? We see a lot of coverage of Russia and a lot of coverage of Iran, but not Saudi Arabia. Why do you think human rights violations in Saudi Arabia are not covered as extensively as they should be?
Have you been to Saudi Arabia?
No, not yet.
Well, good luck. You go there and do it.
I will, probably. Hey Anderson, how you doing? Luke Radowski of WRC.
I can't do anything.
I just really quickly, just wanted
Very much.
Hey, sir.
Hey, man.
It's
How you doing?
amazing to meet you.
Thanks.
just wanted to know what you think of German reporter Off Ote, who said the CIA bribed him and extorted him to publish news stories. Have you ever heard of Operation Mockingbird, Anderson? Operation Mockingbird, Mr. Anderson? It's a very serious question, Mr. Anderson. Do you have any comment on your knowledge of Operation Mockingbird?
I'm sorry.
So Anderson, what influence do you think the CIA has when it comes to mainstream media?
Dude, you're being just ridiculous.
I mean, it's time. It's time to ask really the hard questions, because there is a Western pro-government slant when it comes to mainstream media. We see that when we see coverage of Putin and Assad, but not coverage of the human rights violations in Saudi Arabia. Have you ever heard of Operation Mockingbird? Operation Mockingbird. Have you ever heard of the declassified CIA program to manipulate the news and mainstream media? So Anderson Cooper has 3 security guards all around him now, making sure people can't engage in a conversation when it comes to very important matters, like the manipulation of our news by government officials. Are you silent about this because of your CIA past, Anderson? Is it because you were in the CIA during college, Anderson? Can we get just one statement from you? We just made Anderson Cooper hide in his car because he couldn't face questions about really important issues like him training to be a CIA officer when he was in college. And as we know, under Operation Mockingbird, CIA officials have infiltrated the mainstream media in the 60s. There's a German journalist, a very prominent one, Udolfshoff, and he came out just a few months ago and he said the CIA is still continuing this program, openly manipulating, openly writing the scripts for the mainstream media, as we see by their biased coverage. Paper you gave me.
Okay. If we give you, say, a week or two, can we get back to you after that?
Absolutely.
Excellent. It's very important because it is evidence of treason.
I hear you.
You made Building 7 comments, Mr. Kerry, before when you said
Thank you very much.
in a controlled fashion.
I do know that that wall, I remember, was in danger, and I think that they made a decision based on the danger that it had of destroying other things, that they did it in a controlled fashion.
You denied making those statements before, but in a bookstore you said that Building 7, which was not hit by an airplane, came down in 6 seconds, looked like it came down in a controlled fashion. I mean, you made some very interesting comments on Building 7. And then you denied making those comments when we interviewed you in New York.
Yeah, could you clear that up, because Building 7 is such an anomaly.
I don't have a record. I'd like to see specifically what I said. I don't have.
Did you see the building come down?
I don't have.
No. You said that this building came down in a controlled fashion, like they took it down.
No, I don't think I said. I'd like to see specifically what I said.
What is your feeling on how it came down? Let's start fresh.
Guys, I'm not into running in the hallway interviews and these kinds of things.
We have very few opportunities to talk to a man like you.
Let me take a look at what the transcript says, and we'll go from there. Okay?
Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, you got it?
So can you comment on your Building 7 comment, saying that it was brought down? And then Nick stood with an explanation of Building 7. There's a lot of non-living heroes who have testimony.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Building 7, sir?
Sir, please put that away. Sir, please.
Why don't you sign that for me?
Thank you very much.
Would you like to sign that?
Sir, you cannot videotape.
Would you like to take that information with you?
Sir, okay.
So, Mr. Kerry, can you clarify your statements on Building 7? There's not 11 heroes that support your statement that it did come down in a controlled fashion, sir.
Kevin McPadden, a first responder.
Senator, about 1 year to this day in Texas, you said that building number 7, World Trade Center number 7, looks like it went down. They did it in a controlled fashion, sir. Could you please articulate what you meant by the Salomon Brothers World Trade Center number 7 was a controlled demolition and they had done it in a controlled fashion?
First responder Kevin McPadden.
You made that statement at the store called Book People in Austin, Texas on April 21st of 2007 when you were being questioned about the World Trade Center collapse of the Salomon Brothers building.
Thank you very, very much.
Senator Kerry, you cannot ignore these questions, Senator Kerry. Senator, yes, you did. It is on YouTube, Senator.
They made a decision based on the danger that it had of destroying other things, that they did it in a controlled fashion.
You are on file with testimony, Senator. You must clarify your remarks, Senator. Was it a controlled demolition, Senator Kerry? Skull and Bones. We know what it's about, Senator. We know everything about you.
General Wesley Clark, Luke Rudowski, WRC. There's one question, if I could just ask you if that's okay. Would that be all right? Sure. There's a speech going around right now on the internet where you talked about the upcoming wars in Syria and Libya and Iraq and Afghanistan, saying that people were telling you this was going to happen.
Came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that. He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran.
It's happening now. Is there a follow-up? Is there any information you know or any thoughts on the speech you gave?
No, those were discussions that were being held in the Pentagon a decade ago, reflecting discussions from 1991. And it's a tragedy how it's unfolded.
Seeing it come true, it's unfolding. What does that say to the larger extent of everything?
It says that the United States needs to be a strong force for peace and justice, global cooperation in the world.
Do you have anything else you want to say about that talk or any information you came across? And how do you feel Obama's handling Syria right now? It's just mind-blowing that he only said that he hopes that the U.S. is a force for peace and that we need to be a force for peace when we're not. So there's obviously a lot of other things that Wesley Clark knows but is not saying. What are those particular things? We don't know, but there's a lot more to the story than we know, and that's why we're here trying to find out. Ask questions, demand answers. Look up that speech by Wesley Clark. It's a very powerful one. He told us exactly what we're going to get into, all the wars, all the foreign aggressions, and we're in them now.
South Carolina became the first state with body cameras. There's more work to be done, but got to lay down these markers. You got to build toward common sense gun reform, criminal justice reform, and all the like. So I think we've got a very, I think we've got somebody saying here, we have to bring them
apologize for mass incarceration.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
I'm not a super predator, Hillary Clinton.
Okay, fine, we'll talk about it.
You apologize to black people for mass incarceration?
Well, can I talk, and then maybe you can listen to what I say? Okay, fine. Thank you very much. There's a lot of issues in this campaign. The very first speech that I gave back in April was about criminal justice reform and about
predators.
You're being rude.
That's not appropriate. Super predators. That's rude.
This is not appropriate.
That's rude.
Yeah, you want to hear the facts, you just want to talk.
I know that you called black youth super predators in 1994. Please explain the record. Explain it to us. You owe black people an apology.
Well,
excuse us. That's an inappropriate
tell you what, if you will give me a chance to talk, I'll approach your side. You know what? Nobody's ever asked me before. You're the first person to ask me, and I'm happy to address it, but you are the first person to ask me here. Okay, back to the issues.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum, I am deeply honored to present the 2013 Intrepid Award to my friend and my hero, the Honorable Henry A. Kissinger.
Hi, Mr. Kissinger. It's a pleasure. How you doing? I just wanted to know, what do you mean when you said illegal we do immediately, unconstitutional takes a little longer, the WikiLeaks document? What do you mean by that?
Come on.
No, I mean, it came out, WikiLeaks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff on it.
Do you know the agenda of the Bilderberg?
What? What are you doing this for?
I'm here covering this event. Just wanted to talk to you. We are change, and we want to know maybe what the agenda of the Bilderberg group meeting is going to be in a couple days. Do you know?
Get lost, please.
How does it feel winning the? How does it feel winning the Freedom Award when you're wanted as a mass murderer and wanted in many countries and butchered millions of people? How does it feel? You know it's a lie.
You self-serving coward, get lost.
I'm not a coward. You know this Freedom Award's a lie, and you're wanted for mass murder in different countries. You know it's a lie.
Nobody can dispute the fact that we need... Bill Clinton is a rapist! Thank you. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Thank you. You gotta feel sorry for him. They had a bad day yesterday, so we're trying to make it up. Give me my hand. Thank you. Now, what do you say? This is what is the matter with politics. When other people pour poison down your throat, don't drink it. Give back good. Give back good. Give him a hand. Tell him bye. We wish you well. So look, wait. So...
Or maybe he didn't perform very well in some of his business endeavors. But I think one of the things that we really need to be looking at in this debate is that Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com. Bill Clinton's a rapist. Bill Clinton is a rapist.
All right.
Bill Clinton, rapist.
So he knew that he had a minute.
Auditioning for a race 4 years from now, and the word out of Trump Tower, New York is
Bill Clinton is a rapist!
The Donald wasn't too happy. The Donald was not too happy about what Mike Pence did, right? Yeah. So. So if you add that to a bunch of things, Donald Trump was horrible at his debate, and Hillary was great.
Folks, no pushing or shoving, no grabbing. You can reach out, but don't reach in, okay? No pens or pencils in your hand. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, no pushing or shoving.
President Clinton.
Do you have any pens in your hand?
Thank you, Mr. Clinton.
Mr. Clinton, would you like to make a comment to Danny Williams?
Mr. Clinton.
Can you make a comment about Trump saying about rape allegations?
Hey, I don't want to hear any of that. Knock it off.
Can we get any comment about anything like that,
come on,
please?
Stop. Hey, this is a monumental event for us. We don't want to hear it.
Well, I know, but we got a lot of questions that aren't being answered from the American people.
People still can't pay basic expenses, and too many people are worried about whether there's going to be a future and their kids can have the same upward mobility they felt they had. I know that. That's what it ought to be about. How can we have an economy that works for everybody? How can we make sure everybody gets a chance to participate? How can we help families succeed in the most important job of any society, raising children, and succeed at work? How can we live together with all of our diversity so we can all live together? How can we be safe in the world so that we can grow? How can we do it? Don't worry about that. conversation because they know they'll lose the conversation.
That there is zero chance that he will quit this race despite a newly surfaced video in which he uses stunningly vulgar language and makes sexually aggressive remarks. This morning, Trump tweeting, "Certainly has been an interesting 24 hours. That is all we have heard from Donald Trump since he took to the airwaves just after midnight last night in a taped statement, part apology, part attack on the Clintons. In Elkhorn, Wisconsin, today is where Trump was supposed to be. He was supposed to appear on stage with House Speaker Paul Ryan in a show of force and unity. Well, that didn't happen. Then Mike Pence was supposed to be there in his place alongside Ryan, and we've just learned that he's no longer attending. Jason Carroll is with me. Jason Carroll joins me now from New York, from Elkhorn, Wisconsin, I should say. Jason, Pence just about 2 hours ago pulling out and saying he won't be there either. What are you hearing as we await Paul Ryan?
Well, a couple of things, Poppy. You know, when Paul Ryan does take the stage, not sure what kind of reception he...
And have a look at how Obama dealt with that. He went on to... We went on... We're addressing that, ma'am. The heckler was Media Benjamin.
You know, if I do that, well, it tells you in the Bible what will happen. You know. So
yeah, it's serious.
It is serious. And
where's the guy we were about to interview?
Hello.
Hey, no, I was about to interview one guy, and then I was.
Hi. In a tree.
Yeah, let's go over here.
Hi, Alex. Mario, Disclose TV.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Could you answer the rumors about you being in bed with elitists?
Can you answer the rumors about you being in, bed
No,
with
but
them?
there's a lot of stuff on the net about you being in bed with them.
There's stuff on the net that I'm.
Answer them.
No, it's all BS. There's your answer.
It's a good answer. Thank you.
You bet. Yeah,
Week, so let's try to make him feel better. Make him feel better.
One person who's a master at rubbing salt in people's wounds, doesn't pay taxes, doesn't even contribute to his own family charity, doesn't pay his contractors, takes the life savings of people that go to Trump you and don't get anything except trumped.
Justice!
But he's really good at making people mad.
Justice!
So the fundamental decision you have to make in the whole election is, how do you feel about America and where we're going?
We still have the most productive workforce in manufacturing in the world, and we can get a lot of those jobs back. Just depends on what you think. Give him a hand. I'm telling you, don't treat them. Hey, wait. If you want to know what this is about, turn on the TV when you get home tonight and look at what President Obama said on television about it. So, anyway, it depends on what you think. Really? Wait. If you believe that, you should not vote for Hillary. I don't think you should feel surprised, but you ought to feel bad for those people. Because if you pour acid down people's throat solidly every single day for a year and a half, some of it's going to come back out. You can't deaden the spirit and poison the mind, numb the heart without having some consequences. But it won't be good. Nobody's going to be doing anything for anybody.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mr. Kissinger, my name's Luke Radowski of We Are Change. Just one quick question before you go. Obama's National Security Advisor, Jones, says he takes these daily orders from you. I was wondering, are you still giving out... Obama's National Security Advisor, Jones, says he takes his daily orders from you. And I was wondering, from you. and I was wondering, are you still giving out orders?
Danilin?
Jones.
Who's John?
Jones, National Security Advisor for Obama. Jones says he takes his daily orders from you. He gave you that at a talk at CFR. But I just want to know, are you still giving out orders like Memorandum 200, where you said depopulation should be hell? Sir, just a question. I'm not going to go to hell because Memorandum 200, sir. Memorandum 200. Just asked him a question about Memorandum 200 that he wrote in April 24, 1974. It's an honest question. Okay.
We're on topic.
Kissinger, Memorandum 200. Depopulation.
We're on topic now. We came here, we give you the access. If you want to burn bridges, you can do that.
I don't want to burn any bridges. I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't accusatory. It was a serious question.
We're on topic.
Okay, I understand that. So what about the depopulation? I mean, Memorandum 200. Why are you afraid to talk about your depopulation plan?
Why don't you get lost?
Why should I get lost? It's serious.
Sick person.
Sick person. How am I sick? You're the one committing.
Dr. Gallo eventually apologized to me for. He was obviously aggravated.
Do you have any concern that your early experiments in taking simian virus 40 in the presence of simian foamy retroviruses and recombining them with cat leukemia and chicken leukemia sarcoma viruses might have given rise to HIV or its relatives following their culture in human tissues, and that these mutants could have contaminated some live viral vaccines produced in contaminated monkeys and chimps supplied to vaccine manufacturers through your affiliates at Litton Bionetics?
Quite frankly, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'll cite your paper, Dr. Gallo.
If you can, you've got a paper. You've got a paper that I don't know I ever published.
Okay.
I'd sure like you to cite it. Would you begin?
I'd be happy to. National Academy of Sciences, 1970, Gallo et al. It was an oral presentation that you presented before NATO and NATO audiences in Mol, Belgium. You published it. It's in the National Academy of Sciences. I'll be happy to show you the paper.
Stop. I mean, this is beyond asinine. In Mol, Belgium, my first trip to Europe, so I can remember it, a NATO meeting did take place. NATO meetings fund all scientific meetings all over the world, even East-West at that time. Biologic meetings, scientific chemistry meetings, all kinds of meetings. Meetings about motherhood, fatherhood, everything. And what I talked about in Mol, Belgium was in the 1960s, long before gene cloning took place, before I ever worked in virology. What I talked about was cellular transfer RNA. Okay, and that's Mol, Belgium. Proceedings in the National Academy of Science on SV40. I never published a paper in my life on SV40, except the transfer RNA species in SV40 transformed hamster cells compared to non-transformed cells as a control. You've got pineapples, kiwis, grapes, and cherries mixed in with some other tutti frutti. I don't know what in the hell you're talking about.
Excuse me.
Tired of this kind of nonsense.
Okay.
Crap.
And Gallo, Sarin et al. Were Litton Bionetics researchers were your co-authors in which you combined cat leukemia and chicken sarcoma viruses to create to evaluate the leukemia sarcoma complex models.
I'm really smart. Yes, we did it. Everything was created by us working in the laboratory. Look, just for those with some little bit of understanding of this, who care about this kind of idea. I've had a lot of things said, but I've never had anything quite like that one. There were people who thought and made postulations that, and it was not actually directed at me, this is a good one, a new one, but that HIV could have been created in laboratory experiments. There are two answers to that are definitive, conclusive, that no scientist could have deliberately created them unless he was a super genius and 10 years ahead of his time. The AIDS virus definitively existed long before molecular cloning. That's point one. Point two, we know the full sequence, the genome of HIV. It was published by our lab in 1985 and by a group from Paris around the same time. The genome has no homology to any known existing virus in the world, except SIV discovered after it. Has nothing to do with cats, has nothing to do with chicken sarcoma viruses. SV40 is a DNA virus that comes from little animals that can transform cells in culture, has no sequences in HIV. Further, we never worked with SB40 with those viruses together, and if we did, the whole thing would be irrelevant. And I think you need to begin with Biology 101 high school, okay?
These documents, including the U.S.
Hey, how's everything at Bilderberg?
It's good.
Can you tell us about your libertarian values and beliefs? I was really curious if it's able to be somehow conjoined with some of the people you're meeting with, because there seems to kind of be a conflict with that. I was wondering what you think about the philosophy and obviously, you know, the meeting taking place. We're just curious about what's happening.
I'll leave it at, let me just leave it at one statement and then that's it, okay?
Okay, yeah.
I believe that it's always important to exchange views with people, no matter what their perspectives are. I believe that I think that we have a lot of problems in our society, and we need to be finding ways to talk to people. We need to find ways to talk to people where not everything is completely transparent. Libertarianism is not synonymous with radical transparency. That's often an argument that the Stasi would make in East Germany, where everything had to be monitored by society. And I think often you have the best conversations in smaller groups where not everything is being monitored, and that's how you can have very honest conversations and how you can think better about the future. Thank you very much.
So your solution is the New World Order?
So we got Peter Thiel to actually give us a statement about his liberty.
General Petraeus? General Petraeus, you got any comments for the American people? What'd you do at this year's Bilderberg meeting?
Hi, Mr. Petraeus. How are you today? Did you have a good ride?
What is he discussing at Bilderberg?
We're getting a shot doing this shit.
General Petraeus.
Yeah, I got a bust arrest in any second now. Cops pulling right up there too.
Sorry.
Washington Times article many years ago where you had a comment about the organization, and then now it's been in the Wall Street Journal, it's been in a lot of different newspapers, and that's the Bohemian Grove. And back in, what was it, 1996, when you joined as a Clinton advisor, the Republicans were criticizing you, oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then you countered them by saying, hey, I don't run around in the woods naked. What did that mean? Here is the before-mentioned Washington Times article where he said, I didn't run around naked like they do.
I don't know what quote you're referring to. I'm not aware of any quote like that. Listen, I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there, and it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond that. Thank you.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Great owl of Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adjuration.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video. It's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But there's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
You took I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really? But we have public officials.
I'm sorry. You took an understanding when you went in there that you would not do that film, and did you have an understanding when you went in there?
No.
Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put them up after.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understandings. That was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual gentlemanly?
Sir, everything. I don't owe you this comment.
I know.
This is what's called ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that as well. So thank you
ever
and goodbye.
been in the ritual?
It's none of your damn business.
Oh,
that's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it. If you want to, you can do. You're a free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh well, you're
there, Mr. Gergen."
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong there.
Weaving spiders coming out here. Yeah, that is a three-pointer. Woo! Boy, I hit the hot button. Mr. Gergen, have a wonderful life. Say hi to Moloch for me, Canaanite deity, and I'll see you at Eyes Wide.
Good to see you.
Can I get one too?
Sure. I'd rather have my picture with that good-looking lady, but
Sure, you can get one too. Yeah. But I was wondering, have you heard of Building 7? Because there was like a radio show where you said that you never heard of Building 7.
No, I haven't. What's Building 7?
The third skyscraper that fell on 9/11.
Oh my gosh, sure. Now I remember.
Did you do some research into that?
No, I was busy with the Pentagon getting hit.
Of course. Yeah, but there's a lot of controversy surrounding that.
Oh, is
it was
that
a
right?
third
I don't know anything about
skyscraper
it.
that was away from.
I gotta go.
But really, never.
Princeton, right? Did you get it, Hayes? Space for this guy to get his picture. Thanks.
Can I get one more quick? Sorry about that.
All right.
But what's your thoughts on Building 7, Mr. Rumsfeld? Mr. Rumsfeld, it's hard to believe you don't know Building 7, though, to be completely honest with you.
Stood behind her decision with bombing Libya. Is Libya a more stable country or an unstable country because of that decision?
I think Libya is in complete disarray right now, and I think it was equally troubled before the time. Gaddafi, as you know, was a horrible leader who not only harmed Americans, but also engaged in terrorist operations against his own people. So you're talking a horrible situation to an equally horrible situation. But where I think Hillary Clinton did such a great job was explaining these highly complex foreign policy issues in a way that everyday Americans could not only understand where her priorities are, but what she wanted to do to move the country forward and move these very, very high-risk situations in the Middle East forward. And I think she did a great job in doing that.
Well, she sent a lot of arms and weapons down there.
Well, voters in New York love Hillary, so
Hillary Clinton armed and funded the rebels in Syria and Libya. A lot of those weapons have been found in Al-Qaeda's, Al-Nusra's, and ISIS's hands. Was this the right foreign policy decision?
Well, President Obama has decided that he is no longer going to fund that program, so I think we agree it was a program that did not work as intended. It's a program I don't support, so I think his decision today is the right decision.
Now, we have been bombing ISIS for 13 months, and we have made no significant progress at all, and ISIS has been growing. Russia has been bombing them within a few days, and many experts say that they have them on the ropes. What is happening here?
I think it is a highly volatile situation, and I think Secretary Clinton said it best, that we need a collaborative plan. We need to engage the Arab world, we need to engage our allies, and we need to have a long-term solution about how we will defeat ISIL and ISIS and terrorist organizations worldwide. This is not an easy fix. It's not going to be something that's short.
But she funded and armed them.
I think her approach is to create a collaborative effort by NATO, by our allies, and by the Arab world to work together. She wants to engage Russia, and I think she was very clear about her goals, about how she would move forward, and I think that's the only way we can move forward.
How can we move forward when we finance them?
We obviously should never finance ISIL or ISIS or any terrorist organization.
Well, we did, and Hillary did.
I wouldn't say that that was the purpose of the program. The purpose of the program was to arm the moderates. The moderates turned out to be not great fighters, and so we have what we have. So I think President Obama has said this is not the approach that we need to take going forward. I agree with that. I didn't agree with the strategy in the beginning.
Do you think Hillary Clinton called you out on stage?
She really did. That was so nice of her.
What was Hillary's best line today?
Then how do you think that her personality showed tonight?
General Tess,
Thank you for your time. One quick question. With the drone program that you presided over, it said that we are killing 50 innocent people for every one terrorist that's killed. Doesn't that result in the exponential growth of people that want to kill us? We know the truth about 9/11. We know Building 7 was a controlled demolition. We know the truth. There were put options betting the American Airlines stock were going to go down. Building 7 was a controlled demolition. The drone program makes us less safe.
I don't know. We're pretty far from that. I don't think that's our main focus. We're trying to develop capability. Make machines that do more things, that can manipulate, that can go more places. And I think what kind of applications they're used for is going to, unfold over time. And I think other people will decide what's acceptable and what's not acceptable for their use. I think there's a lot of things that you can use them for that everybody would agree that's great. Rescuing people in disasters. It would have been great if we could have had robots go into Fukushima and get data early on. That's sort of what motivated this whole challenge, is to be able to push ahead our capability to do those kinds of things.
In spite of Mark's response, the fact remains that his company, which he recently sold to Google, received significant funding from DARPA, which is an agency of the Pentagon. According to The Guardian, Boston Dynamics recently received $10.8 million in funding from DARPA and from other associated military branches. Although it is unclear what exactly the United States military intends to use these robots for, one cannot help but think about the possible dystopic outcomes that can result from a combination between the US military and highly advanced semi-autonomous robots.
We know about your New World Order. We know about it. We won't be silenced about it, sir. We know about it. I'm sorry. National sovereignty will prevail. You guys think you guys can run things. You can't. I'm telling you right now. National sovereignty will prevail. You guys will never have a New World Order. I'm just here to deal with that.
He was a scumbag.
Leave here! Leave Chile right now! Leave Chile! Leave Chile! We don't want your world government! Leave Chile right now! Leave Chile, okay? Leave Chile! Your family is the most disgusting in the world,
He was behind the big horrors that we saw here in Chile with Operation Condor, with Henry Kissinger, with the killing of so many people and political activists in Latin America.
Leave here! Leave! You're a traitor to Chile! Mr. Agustin Edwards, you're a traitor to Chile, okay? You're a traitor to Chile! What you're doing right now, okay? You know everything. You're participating with him. In this. Your world government will fail, okay? It will fail! Your world government will fail!
I was like in shock. I thought that, I thought that some security man was going to come and they were going to throw me out, but nothing happened. But I knew in the moment I stopped recording the video, I knew that that video will go around the world.
Hey Pierce, how you doing? My name is Luke Radowski of WRC.
How are you?
I was wondering if I could just have a conversation with you.
Sure.
I know you've been very much a controversial figure, especially when it comes to conspiracy theories, but I was always wondered...
Conspiracy theories? What are you talking about?
You know what I mean, but I was just wondering...
Here's my view of conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
None of them are true.
Oops, sorry.
Mind the door.
Sorry. Are there any conspiracies that you believe in, maybe? Because history's full of them.
I don't actually believe in any conspiracy theories.
Gulf of Tonkin?
Man landed on the moon.
Of course.
Diana died in an accident. Elvis is not alive. Want me to go on?
No, I totally understand that, but there's incidents like the Gulf of Tonkin that were false flags, conspiracies to get us into war with Vietnam.
I'll leave it to you, mate, to work it out.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, there are some instances that there have been conspiracies before and that have been documented.
Conspiracies.
You don't have to, but history's filled with them.
Hey mate, how are you?
How's everything? And
I don't think this conspiracy interview's going to go very far, given I don't believe in them.
You don't have to, and I respect your, opinion, and that's why I would just like to, have a conversation about this, because...
You can carry on, mate. I'm only walking up a few blocks, so if you want to keep talking about conspiracies I don't believe in, that's fine.
No, I mean, the Gulf of Tonkin, do you think that happened as the government said it did?
I don't believe in any conspiracies.
What about the foreknowledge of 9/11 or victims' family members?
I
Utter nonsense.
asking questions about 9/11.
Nonsense.
Even the 9/11 Commission said it was set up to fail, and that they weren't given proper information, and that it was a cover-up. Thomas Keane even said that.
Do you sleep at night?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
The head full of all this stuff? We're going this way.
Well, I'm just asking questions, demanding answers. I don't make any definitive statements. I don't make any just assumptions. I like to ask questions about these things because...
All right, mate, we're done. Take care.
You don't like to ask questions?
Nice to meet you. I love asking questions. I just don't believe in conspiracies, so it's a bit of a pointless interview.
Sorry, be careful.
So let's just pass. Take care.
That would be
I mean, I'm just interested in opening up the dialogue. That's all I really want.
Now you're getting boring.
I don't think it's boring. I think it's interesting. You're a very influential person on media.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to know...
You're an Arsenal fan, by any chance?
Huh?
You're an Arsenal fan?
I know what?
Arsenal fan.
No, I'm not.
Because there's a real conspiracy about that, if you want to talk about it.
I'm just saying...
I'll tell you a really good conspiracy about cricket, actually. Let's talk about cricket conspiracies.
We don't have to talk about that, but I just...
No, seriously.
The Holy Roman Empire was neither Holy Roman nor an empire. Discuss.
No, but I just really wanted to...
New York is really Los Angeles. Did you know that?
No.
I'm serious. That's a conspiracy.
But there are serious, legitimate conspiracies that have happened throughout history.
It turned out it was Los Angeles.
Powerful men always collude in secret to benefit themselves. Do you believe that happens?
I'm sure that could happen, yeah.
Then why not, have an open mind to
You were
it?
kind enough to ask for permission, and now we're done. Okay,
I never get this opportunity.
Right, and you won't again.
It's been a real pleasure to meet you.
I know, it's been a real pleasure too.
Okay,
I don't mean...
Thank you. We're done.
Sorry, please don't bump into me.
We're done. I did.
You guys have a good day. Of course, he's taking a sweet-ass time in there. I'll be out here. I'll be respectful.
To my car to get my camera and come back in and give this so-called man a piece of my mind.
Murderous Zionist piece of shit. You won't get your New World Order, guy. I can't. Are you happy for the millions of deaths you're part of? People know. People are waking up to the reality of this, Mr. Bush, you piece of shit.
Listen, that's unnecessary.
No, it is not unnecessary. The guy is responsible for killing millions. If you knew anything about real history, fuck you!
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, nice to see you.